Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today's Thursday, December 22nd. It is 6:20 a.m. right now. Market's going to open in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and then we'll get started shortly. Just give me a few moments to finish updating things here. And once I get done with that, we will get started with our analysis. A couple of things here to update, not too many. All right. Looks good. All right, so let me get this link sent over to you guys here in the premium. All right, guys, looks like people are making their way in right now. So I'll get a few moments for people to join in. Hey, Kenny, morning.
Welcome to the trading floor.
There is the YouTube. Hey, Owen, how's it going? Morning. Owen said, hey, bro, I missed yesterday's session. Oh, man, yesterday was all right. We had trades yesterday, I think, or I can't remember. I think we did, yeah. We had about 2 trades yesterday. Finally, it was still a rangy market. I mean, even today, right now, market is ranging pretty hard. Hoping it's going to move along. I think we do have news today. Let's see, today, Thursday, December 22nd. Yeah, we had pre-market news 5:30, and then we have CB leading index at 7 o'clock. So I'll mark that up on the chart shortly, and we'll keep an eye out for upcoming news today. CB leading index at 7, and then natural gas storage at 7:30. Hey, Rashida, morning. Hey, Kevin, how's it going? Morning, Kevin. Kevin said he's been sick for the past few days. He's back and ready to make some money. Definitely, Kevin. Glad to see you back. Yeah, I haven't seen you on here for the past couple of days. You know, it wasn't too bad because Monday and Tuesday were very rangy days. So there weren't any trades that we could have like really taken safely. Yesterday, we had about 2 trades, but it started to range a bit right after. So we'll see. Yeah, definitely, Owen. We'll see today. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping for. But other than that, see you guys. Good morning, guys. It's 6:24 right now, Thursday, December 22nd. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. I'm going to start off by marking up and identifying the overall direction of price. But first, let me mark up news. So let me just clean this chart up. That's from yesterday. We got news. We had news over here at 5:30. And then we got news at 7 and 7:30, I believe. Yeah. So we got news coming up over here at 7 o'clock and at 7:30. Got that marked up. Let me mark it up over here as well. There was news earlier today at 5:30. And then we've got news coming up over here at 7 o'clock and 7:30. So, all right, I got that marked up right there. Maria said, you see, Oh, thanks. Or let me see. Wait, why is this one off? Let me check real quick. YM, it's the same one. The candle is different. Right, let me refresh my candles because they do look different, Maria. I'm not sure if I marked them different or. So this is 5:30 right here. It's the big candle. And then this one over here, I did mark this one wrong. Yeah, thanks, Maria. Yeah, I marked it wrong on the big chart right there. I think I moved my cursor a little bit. Thanks for correcting me on that. Morning, Maria. Morning, Natasha. Natasha said we're in the middle of a snowstorm here. I'm glad we don't get that here in California. So hopefully you're staying safe out there. Natasha, we don't really have seasons out here in Southern California. It's actually nice and sunny. I'm gonna be heading to Universal Studios today because the weather's, I mean, it's cold, but it's not freezing out here. Other than that, let's see who else is here. All right, looks like majority of you guys are here so far. Let me see, Zach. Is Zach here? Yeah, Zach. So Zach mentioned that on some days there's like high volatility, like pre-market. And the reason why there's high volatility pre-market is because of news events, right? So typically news happens at 5:30 a.m. That's why you saw volatility today. You saw this big push down and you saw that entry for that sell earlier. If you look at the calendar here, typically news does happen at 5:30. So like there's volatility today, volatility yesterday, volatility the day before, but then some days it'll just be flat, like Monday when there's no volatility. And that's just something to keep in mind, right? Typically that's why there's volatility pre-market. But usually it's like kind of flat. That's why I don't like to trade pre-market unless like there's some sort of movement there. So I did see your entry there. Your entry was good. Your first one was okay, but the second one, obviously market started to range pretty heavy. Hey T, how's it going? Damn, yeah, T said Midwest blizzard today. Man, it's crazy. I don't know how you guys deal with that stuff on the Midwest, basically the middle area of US, and then also on the East Coast. Here on the West side, we don't really have that. Thankfully. We do have earthquakes though, so that's one of the downsides. Hey Madhu, morning. Owen said, do you have a premium Telegram link we can join? Yeah, sure, Owen. Here, just go on the website. I'll put the website right here on the. I put the website right there. Oh, sorry, wrong. There we go. Yeah, I put the website right there on the YouTube. If you go on there, you'll see the access to the premium Telegram. When you get on that page, you'll get access to the Zoom because you're on the YouTube right now. The YouTube is delayed about like 5 to 10, maybe 30 seconds sometimes. The Zoom is going to be real time. So the people here on the Zoom have real time access to these live sessions because it's a bit delayed on your end, I'm sure. All right, so here's the 1 minute over here, guys. Market is opening in about 50 seconds. Let me go and just mark up. Sorry, I didn't even get the chance to mark up the overall direction, but the overall direction, I mean, price is ranging right now, so it's not necessarily one that I'm looking to take. It's 61% short. I mean, I don't typically take a breakout anyways. I'll mark up the breakout, but I'm not going to take it, obviously. Looking over here at the fundamentals, currently negative 200. Negative 221 points. Yeah, no problem, on. Hey, David, how's it going? Morning. All right, guys, market is opening in about 10 seconds. 4 hour is bearish. I'm just going to mark these up so that you guys can see what the overall direction is so that you can possibly take the breakout, but it hasn't been directional at all, for the past couple of weeks. So I'm not really looking to take the breakout. I'll see if I could find something, but probably not going to look to take the breakout because I don't like taking it unless like it's super directional in one direction or the other, which obviously it isn't today. Most of the 4 hours bearish, 1 hour is bullish, 30 minutes bearish, 15 minutes bearish, 10 minutes bearish. So I mean, it's a mixed bag. For some reason, the one hour is still bullish. Everything else is bearish for the most part. So we'll see how this breakout plays out. The breakout right now is we're currently looking for a strong red candle because we have a sell momentum right here. So if we get a green candle right here, it's not going to be the breakout unless it closes with a buy signal. But even if it does close with a buy signal, it's not going to align with everything else here, right? Because the 4 hours bearish, 30 minutes bearish, 15 minutes bearish, and then 10 minutes bearish. So typically you're looking for a sell. However, if you're looking for a sell here, you're going to have a big red flag because price is going to be right at the sessions right here, right? So even if you get a strong red candle here, you're probably not going to want to take the trade because it's literally at the sessions, which is one of the main red flags that we avoid when taking trades. So if it closes there, I'll mark it up for a sell. But if it doesn't, then it's not going to matter because I'm not planning on taking it anyways. This is just a bad area to trade. Whenever price gets near sessions, you can see price likely to get manipulated around that point. So you probably don't want to screw around in that area because you can end up in a really bad trade. So just keep that in mind, guys. I mean, it's up to you guys, right? I'll give you guys my opinion and my analysis with regard to like where I expect price to go. However, it's really up to you guys whether you want to take the trade or not, especially if I'm telling you guys that it's risky. Because typically I'll tell you guys it's risky, but you'll still take the trade, right? So it's really up to you guys how you want to take it. I'll try my best to fully analyze the position so that you guys can understand what you're getting yourself into. But yeah, this is the breakout right there, guys. So I mentioned right here, if it closes as a strong red candle, this would be the breakout. I'll explain again right here why. So the reason why this is a breakout is because majority of the direction here is bearish, right? 4 hours bearish, 30 minutes bearish, 15 minutes bearish, 10 minutes bearish. But that's not the main thing. The main thing here is that we have a sell signal indicating that momentum is going down. So we have a sell signal here. So you have a bunch of confluences, right? You have the downwards trend. Everything from the 1 minute to 5 minutes to 10 minute is in a bearish trend. Also, the higher time frames, 15, 30, and 4 hour are also bearish. Fundamentals are down 220 points. We have a sell momentum here. These are a bunch of confluences, right? One confluence, we have a sell momentum. Second confluence, downwards trend. Third confluence, other time frames have a bearish trend as well. So this is dropping down. The main reason why I would avoid this trade personally was because of the sessions here. One of my red flags here, when to avoid trades when price is near sessions. So if you guys are in this position, I do recommend moving your stop loss in profit, or if you're happy with your profits already, just pull out because you're already at full TP. It's almost there, but at this point, I would just pull out in profit because you're only off from TP about a few pips. Yeah, like 40 pips here. Nice. Yeah, Zach said, and full TP off the breakout there, guys. So if you guys took it, great work. If you guys didn't, it's perfectly fine. I didn't take it myself, so I'm just going to give you guys an update here with regard to the breakout. There you go. Breakout on the 1 minute. Yeah, no, David said, I missed the breakouts we had at the beginning of the year. Yeah, at the beginning of the year, the market wasn't so jumpy. Like it wasn't choppy, so it was easy to take these breakouts. Like this was actually a really good breakout. If the sessions wasn't right there, I would have taken the trade. But since it was right at the sessions, not exactly an area that that I would have wanted to trade in, right? So I'm going to go ahead and mark this up over here. And let's see. Deswell said, "Hey Sean, I need help with this." Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. What do you need help with, Deswell? I just saw your message. So I'll give you guys a little update here. I'm not going to count this as one of the official trades because obviously I didn't take it. The only trades that we count here as official trades for the results are trades that that I take myself. So I'm just giving you guys the update here. And we went over this before. Whenever the breakout happens, if I'm taking it, it'll count. But if I don't take it, it's not going to count. So this is going to count. It's just an update. So this is just so whoever took the trade knows that they're supposed to be out of the trade, but this is not going to count towards the results. So at the end of the week, when I count up the results, this is not going to count. The only time I count them is when I take the trade myself and I actually make a profit off it. So just to be transparent with you guys, because I don't want you guys to think that I'm just like, calling all these trades that I didn't take. I never do that. I only call them if I actually take them and I make profit off it. So I didn't take this trade, not going to count. It's just an update for the groups here. Rashida over here took the breakout, total profit of 380. Nice work, Rashida. We've got David over here, total profit off that breakout and earlier win, about 200 for the day. Nice work, David. All right, guys, solid. If you guys have more profit to post up, feel free to post them up. Otherwise, we're going to move on with the next entry once we see it. All right, so let me just clean this up a little bit right here. Nice. Yeah, Zach said made my loss back plus some on the breakout. 1,700 profit, only took half. Gold plummeting this morning. Yeah, no, it is. I think there's probably news being released today causing it to drop like that. Yeah, US30 is pretty much dropping as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the requirements here for the momentum scalp. Just want to go over everything, make sure that you guys understand what we're looking for. So looking over here at step one, first you want to confirm that you're trading in the direction of overall trend. As you can see right here on the 1 minute, this isn't a downtrend, right? Because price is below the pivots, trend meters red, pivots are angling down. We're looking for the same thing here on the 5. Same exact pattern, prices below the pivots, trend meters red, pivots are angling down. And then lastly, here on the 10 minute, you have the same exact thing, right? Again, prices below the pivots, trend meters red, and pivots are angling down. So with that said, we've already accomplished step one. Next, we're going to look at step two, right? Step two, you want to confirm momentum on the 10-minute time frame. Since we're in a downtrend here, you want to make sure that momentum is coming down, right? Looking at the most recent momentum signal, we have a sell signal right here. That's going to confirm step two. Moving on to step three, looking for the same thing on the 5 minute. We have a sell signal right here, right? No buy signal after it. So this is going to confirm momentum on the 5 minute time frame. Lastly, on the 1 minute over here, this is going to be step four. You want to confirm momentum on the 1 minute time frame. Right here, you can see we have a sell signal, but we don't have any sell signal for entry, right? So what we need to happen here is we need price to retrace up slightly. And then once it retraces up, we're going to catch it as it comes back down, right? That's exactly what we're looking for. Price came down, swung up, and we're looking for that continuation back to the downside. Once we get that, push up, push down. Once we, how does it do that? For some reason, this thing is not sticking. Anyways, I typically use that tool to draw, but it's not staying for some reason. I keep trying to draw a pattern for you guys here. So price came down. We're confirming that retracement, which we're getting right there. And we're looking for the continuation back down. So weird. Typically, if I draw something like this, it'll stay, but it just keeps disappearing. I don't know. It's weird. Well, whatever. I'll just use the single tool here. So basically, price came down right here. Looking for it to push up, and we want to confirm that retracement back to the downside. That's basically what we're looking for. We don't have that yet, but once we have that, so we're looking for the retracement here. Once we get this retracement, that's going to be the step before we get an actual signal here. So that's pretty much what we're looking for here, guys. Once we get that retracement signal, then we can start looking further for actual entry. So let me go ahead and mark up, or I'll turn on my alerts actually right here. Or for US30, price is dropping below right here. But we still don't have that retracement. So still no opportunity for entry. There's actually a high-low scalp right here if you guys still take that strategy. Coming up possibly, but not one we can possibly take because it's at the sessions again, still in a red flag area. But looking for this momentum scalp. So we just got to be a little patient for that retracement. Price dropped pretty heavy right here, so it's due for retracement. At some point, it's going to have to push up, retrace, and then we catch the continuation down lower. All right, so let's get on with this weird trading week. But the thing that you guys want to keep in mind is that this is Christmas week, right? So we're already expecting this week to be a bit iffy. Market was iffy on Monday and Tuesday. Yesterday was kind of okay. The day, and then today, the day after, it's moving, but it's not really moving super smoothly. It's kind of just bouncing around still. We also have news at 8 o'clock. So we got news. We had a lot of news today: 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and 8:30, and 10. There's actually a lot of news today. So I'll go ahead and mark up news again right here at 8 as well. So yeah, we're definitely not going to go past our live trading session time today, even if we don't have an entry, because there's just news all day today. 8 o'clock news not going to be good. There's another one at 8:30 too. 2. So typically you don't want to trade around that time. And it's, it's a big holiday week, so you might get a dead volatility push at the end. All right, so the thing that we're looking for here, guys, main thing we're looking for is the retracement signal, right? Price is in a heavy downtrend here. So in order for us to confirm retracement, we need a buy signal going against the trend. Once we have that, it's going to confirm retracement, and then we will continue looking for trades in our direction. It's just so weird that the 1 hour is still bullish for some reason. I'm just looking at this here. It's weird because the 4 hour is bearish. It's very bearish. I would think that the 1 hour would be bearish too, but it's not, or not yet at least. 30 minutes bearish, 15 is bearish, 10 minutes bearish as well. Let's see, Kevin said bounce right off 33,000, yeah. Okay, I think you're probably on a different data point, but yeah, I think if you're on currency.com, Kevin, it's off by like 200 points or pips or whatever. So yeah, I could see it being at that point. I think the equivalent to this here would be 33,200. So you're probably on currency.com. Yeah, you're right. It bounced directly or close to it. So the 33,000 here is equivalent to 33,200 on YM. It's still a psychological number. So same thing. We'll see if price, bounces off the sessions here. You guys can see where price is currently moving at this red session, which is the London low. This is why you don't want to take trades at the sessions, because you start to get a lot of this manipulation right here where price will go sideways, it'll go back and forth, and it'll start to fake out. So price already faked out from the bottom here. Price closed below, faked out. We'll see if it breaks above, fake out again. And then, obviously probably drop from there. But I don't know, we'll see. We really don't want to predict. So the thing that you guys don't want to do when you guys are analyzing your trades are really predict where price is going to go, right? Follow price action, see where price is going, and then make your moves based off what the market tells you. So like what we're doing here, we're basically just waiting for this trade to fall in our lap, which is going to happen eventually. We're just waiting for that confirmation of retracement. Once we have that, we'll, obviously write it back down. See, Zach's asking a question: would gold have been a good momentum scalp at 639? Let me check. So I don't know if there was anything down here causing it to. I mean, technically, I guess it would be, because the criteria is met. I just don't know what your TP stop loss would be, because I don't trade gold. Obviously, a TP stop loss wouldn't be the same here for gold, but I mean, it looks like, yeah, it would be. Seems like it'd be maybe the same thing, but in the full number, so like 300, 100, 300. So yeah, Zach, this would be an entry right there. It looks like it's going to push down a full TP. I don't trade this, so I'm not sure if this is proper TP stop loss or if it should be a little different. But if you're using the same TP stop loss as, US30, it looks like, yeah, it would be a solid entry. And there's another one up here too. So I don't trade gold, but I know a lot of people, they transfer the same strategies over to gold because it's still volatile. So yeah, it's technically running right now if you were to take that one. Yeah, and also the one at 515 line I just marked up right there, or not 515, or I'm not sure where you got that number from, 515, because there's nothing here at 515. There's not even a momentum signal. I mean, there's one right here that was at 530, and there was one right here that was at 608, and there was one over here that was right now the one that you just mentioned at 639. But I don't see anything over here. Oh, gotcha. Okay, you use 515 TP stop loss. So I'm assuming if it's 515, I think that's like way too tight. Unless you mean 50, 150. But this is like way too tight too. I don't think this is like because the spread's 68 or 70, right? So you wouldn't even be able to take that trade. It wouldn't even be realistic because you have to cover the spread still, right? That's why you have to make it a little wider. That's why I think, I mean, 100, 150 would still be okay. Or no, 100, 300. But you still won't make too much profit off this here because the spread is still too wide. If you're only going for 100 pips right here, you got to cover the spread. It's like barely enough. So you might have to do like 250, 500. I don't know. Personally, I don't trade gold, so I wouldn't be the person to tell you what the TP stop loss would be. But I think 515 is like way too tight. I don't know. I could be wrong. Who knows? Yeah, no problem, Zach. I mean, if anybody here trades gold, if you have like a typical TP stop loss for scalping on the 1 minute, maybe you could drop it in the chat, help Zach out. But I personally don't trade gold. I've traded gold before and I actually blew my account one time on my MFF because the lot sizing was different between FTMO and MFF. I don't think you were here around that time, Zach. But ever since that happened, I never went back to trading gold. The trade won. It was just that the lot sizing was way different. So I took a standard lot on FTMO. It was like considered a 0.01, like a very small lot size. But on MFF, it was actually a standard lot. So I ended up violating as soon as I entered the trade. Kevin said, all your strategies work with gold and any other volatile asset that moves. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Kevin. I just don't know what the TP stop loss would be. So that'd be something that you guys would have to figure out. But it does work on pretty much, US30, NASDAQ, S&P, gold. That's why I have these tabs open to take a look because these are the most volatile assets during this time. But I still stick to, obviously US30 here or YM. All right, we've got that pending momentum right here, pending on the 1 minute. Once we have this here close, once price, obviously closes back below, we can start looking for entry. The only main red flag here that we want to be careful for is the sessions, right? We don't want to be trading around the session. So we need price to really drop somewhere below it and not get caught at the sessions right here. If our entry closes at the sessions, we're definitely not going to take the trade. We're just going to have to, obviously we're just gonna have to wait for this to confirm. We just don't got that yet. So Deswell over here posted up his profits. He took a breakout this morning, total profit of 4,238 right here. He took a buy here pre-market, and then he took a sell over here as well on the way back down for the breakout. Total profit of 4,238 and 54 cents. So nice work right there, Deswell. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Dennis said a good trade TP for gold is anywhere from 15 to 30 pips. Thanks, Dennis. Yeah. So maybe you're right with that, Zach. Dennis over here confirmed, 15 to 30 pips. So if you're doing, I think if you're doing 100 pip TP, then you should be fine because you're able to cover spread. If spread's 73 and then you're going for 100 pips, you're going to lock in, at least, with whatever Dennis here mentioned, 15 to 30 pips. So I think you should be fine. But I mean, I personally don't trade it, so I can't say for sure. Thanks, Dennis, for the heads up. Parker is asking, does the strategies work for options trading as well? Have you tested? I mean, options trading doesn't, you're looking at the same chart, right, Parker? So, I mean, if you know where the strike prices are, then yeah, you can use it for options trading. But the thing with trading momentum is that you should be trading momentum based off directional moves, right? So here's the thing, like I always tell people, if you know where the price is going, there's no point in trading options, because why would you trade options when you can't? Because the thing with options is you can't just exit at any time, right? I mean, you technically can, but you're not going to get like that full profit. Like say, for example, if you're trading options and your strike price is like right here, right? If you're out the money, or if you're in the money and your strike price is up here. Yeah, there's ways to trade options, but the thing is, if you're already directional and price is going to go at least 100 pips, then why would you trade the option, right? You just get out and TP, like you just TP out. For options here, you have to wait for either the contract to expire, you need it to get pushed pretty far below it. So it just doesn't make sense to trade options if you're trading directional. Like I would trade options if I didn't have money to buy the actual asset, right? But if you're trading with an account where you can afford to actually trade it directly, just trade the directional move. then it makes more sense to just trade the directional move. I know you can make more money off options because you can really leverage it. You can really leverage the move because you can basically, buy a bigger move rather than buying the actual directional position. But there's like a lot of other options out there where you can just have a bigger account, like FTMO, any funding company. You could have way more money to trade versus trading options. But yeah, no, you can use this for options. I used the same strategy for options a long time ago when I first started trading, and I didn't have capital to trade the directional move. But there's just no point in trading options now because you have enough money or you can get enough money to trade the smaller little pushes here rather than looking for those expirations. Because typically when you guys do trade options, you guys will see that the strike prices are like in critical places, right? They're in places where you don't want to trade. Like if you're trading an option and then you have a strike price, like, right, it's going to be like right at the whole number. That's typically where you'll see the strike prices, right? You'll see it at like 33,200, 33,250. They typically put strike prices in areas where price gets manipulated, right? You're going to see like a strike price like this. Like for example, Parker, if you saw an entry right here, this is where you'd see the strike price. So you got to get either below this point or above this point. If price stays within this middle area, you're going to lose money because you're not going to reach your goal, right? If price goes opposite, you're going to lose as well. So it just doesn't really make sense for me personally to trade options unless you're trading it. It's just a different market. But yeah, short answer to your question is yes, you can use it for options, but it just doesn't make sense to me to trade options when you can trade the directional move. Yeah, Dejan said options give me a heart attack, honestly. Yeah, because sometimes this is what will happen, right? And I'm sure this has happened to you, Parker, in the past. You'll get down to this point, right? Say your TP's right here. Like if you're trading the directional move, we're only going for 100 pips, right? So if you're going for 100 pips, I'd be out in TP already if price reached that point. But if you're trading the option, say your expiration time is right here, right? Price will get down to here. And then at the very last minute, price will just come right above and you lost the trade. You can't really close out early because you're too close to the strike price. Like in order for you to close out profit, you need price to be like way down here. So yeah, I don't trade options. When I first started trading, I used to trade options because I found it lucrative and I could make a lot of money with a little bit of capital. But it's a gamble, right? Everything's a gamble, but I feel like options are like a bigger gamble unless you're trading something where for sure price is going to go in that direction. But if you did, you would just trade the directional move. But yeah, Parker, that's one way to do it. If you want to do it on the higher time frames, you can do it on the higher time frames as well. Like if you're trading, probably not the Dow, but if you're trading something like, what's something that a lot of people like to trade? Yeah, if you trade SPY, so SPY is like compared to like S&P, right? Or it mirrors S&P. Like if you were to trade SPY, you do the same thing here. It just really depends. Like, so depending on what time frame you're trading as well, if you're trading on the higher time frames, like say the 5-minute or even the 10-minute, you can still apply these strategies here. Like say, for example, because I know a lot of people trade in the money. That's how I used to trade options, right? So say, for example, you're on the 5-minute, you have everything lined up for bearish here, right? On the 5-minute, if I was to enter a trade here, say, for example, I get a sell signal right here, right? I take it in the money option trade or a contract, right? So say my strike price is going to be like up here, right? If I get a momentum sell signal right here, I'm going to enter this trade in the money. I know I'm going to get less money from it, but I know for sure price is going to come down because I already confirmed momentum. Like you look over here on the 10-minute and 1-minute, you're like, okay, this is going to keep dropping because I have a sell signal here and everything's super bearish. So this is where I would enter enter it at a high risk, and then I would win the trade because obviously price would close below in the next, couple minutes or so. So you'd be in the money already. But the thing is, your entry is going to be right here. So you got to wait for this contract to actually expire. So, it's fun, but I think it's risky. If you already know the direction of price, I would just take the directional move and take an actual sell rather than take the option contract. But yeah, no, this strategy works on options too. I just like, I'm not trying to talk you out of it, but I am trying to talk you out of it because I've done options and there's been a lot of times where I get burnt out at the very last minute of expiration, especially if you're trading in the money and you have to get like pretty far past your strike to close out early. Yeah, Kevin said personally, if you know how to scalp, there's no reason to trade options. You can compound your account by scalping to have no heart attack and be stressed out. Yeah, and I agree with you too, Kevin. And this is just coming from personal experience. I haven't traded options in about like 5 or 7 years because it is stressful. I think it's a lot more stressful than regular scalping. Because when you scalp a directional move, you can have a stop loss, but with the option contract, that thing could go so far away from you, and never come back. Especially if you're in the money, man. It's the worst feeling when you go in for negative, and then or if the thing just spikes at the last minute or last hour. Because typically when you guys trade options, you guys will see there's certain times where you want to avoid trading like the end of the hour. Like for example, if it's getting close to 7 o'clock, I probably would close out with profit, because you know that's when the weird movements start to happen. You see these big spikes in price. Yeah, exactly. Dejan said deep in the money, and then the entire US economy collapses. Yeah, I know, exactly. It's fun though. So don't get me wrong, options trading is fun, but it is stressful. Anyways, back to US30, guys. Don't worry, we haven't missed anything here. Nothing's happened, right? Probably going sideways. It's in a current range right now, right down this middle area. So price has been ranging between the sessions for about, let's see. It's been ranging for about 30 minutes or so now. And it's ranging right at the sessions, right? This is why we don't take trades at the sessions, because this typically happens, right? Price pretty much just goes sideways for an extended period of time. So don't worry. I know we kind of went off track right there. I was trying to explain to Parker, the options thing, but don't worry, we haven't missed anything. I have my alert set up. So I got this right here. If we do get a sell entry here, this is going to be a little bit iffy, guys. All right. And the reason for that is because price is ranging. If you look over here to the red flags, I don't like trading when price is ranging like this, because what typically happens when price ranges and consolidates is that we can get a breakout in either direction. So you're kind of, it's a coin toss at this point. You're gambling, because if you take a sell here, which is what we're looking to take, price can easily just spike up and hit your stop loss, right? However, price can also spike down and go straight to your TP. So I don't really like the uncertainty in the market. Whenever I take a trade, I want to know for sure if it's going to hit or not. And I also don't want it to range within the trade. Like the last thing I want to happen is I take a trade and then price continues to go sideways for like another, 15, 30 minutes. And then I'm holding on to this scalp forever, and I'm wanting to get out of it. So let me just mark this up here. This is what the range looks like for a typical entry. I mean, you have enough space to make TP if it does happen, but it's still going to be very close to the sessions right here. And we do have news in 2 minutes. Thanks, Will, for the update. Since we have news coming up right here, I'm hoping price pushes it away from where it's currently at. We got news right here at 7 o'clock. I think it's low impact, but hopefully it does push price. So we've got news right here, CB leading index coming up shortly in the next 2 minutes. Hopefully this pushes price, above or below this area so that we can get out of this range here. Seems like a lot of people are just sitting out waiting for the news event to come out. So we did get that buy signal right there, guys. If we get a sell signal here, this is technically going to be an entry, but we have news coming up, so we can't take that trade there. Yeah, pending signal here. Unfortunately, it's right at news, so I don't think I'll be taking this, because this can easily just spike price one way or the other. Last thing you want to do is enter a trade and then have this price, have this spike in a direction that you definitely don't want it to go. We got 20 seconds left on this candle. In the next 20 seconds, we can confirm whether price will get pushed one way or the other. There's no sell signal here, so there's no entry. I'm just marking it up if we do get anything there, but we don't. So no worries. All right, so here goes the news candle right here. I'm kind of glad the news candle is right at the session, so we don't have to worry about that later. But price is still within this range. All right, this is the news candle right here, guys. I'm I'm hoping it doesn't close with the sell signal. Maybe the next candle, but not this one specifically. We got about 20 seconds left on here. All right, everything here is still lined up, so still looking somewhat decent. The only problem is the range here. That's the thing that we're most concerned about. This will actually be a momentum scalp variation right here. If this closes below, I'm not going to take it because it's at the sessions, but I'll mark it up and we'll follow it to see if it goes down to TP. Yeah, so this is a momentum scalp variation right here. It already hit full TP. If you guys remember the strategy, I didn't take it though because it was right at the sessions. If it wasn't at the sessions, I would have taken it, but it was like literally at the sessions. So this right here was a momentum scalp variation. We have a sell signal right here, but I think this candle here might be a little too big to make entry. And it was right at news too, so yeah, this right here is I'm not gonna take this trade, guys. Unfortunately, the only time, like the one time we had an actual entry come up, it's literally, for one, it's a huge candle. For two, it's just too big to take. Because if this retraces even a little bit, damn, that would have been a good entry. Yeah, these both actually would have been a good entry. This one would have been a good entry for a momentum scalp variation, and this one again right next to it would have been, damn, that would have blasted right through TP too. It's all good. I just gotta stay disciplined, guys. I can't be FOMOing into these trades here. So if you guys took any of these entries here, great, great profit. But unfortunately, I had to sit out on these. There's too many red flags. It's just me sticking to my discipline. They both went straight to TP. This over here, momentum scalp variation, and this one right here, momentum scalp. This is the entry that we were looking for. So unfortunately, we got to wait for the next one. Going over here to the requirements again, guys. Unfortunately, we had to skip this one because the candle was just too big. One of the red flags here was to avoid trades when the candle is too big. Candle prior to entry is too large. But that was the setup that we were looking for. It was just too close to news as well. News happened right here at 7 o'clock at 7:02. So requirement 1 here, overall trend was bearish. Requirement 2, sell momentum. Requirement 3, sell momentum. Requirement 4, sell momentum for entry right there. Enter on the close of the 1 minute momentum candle. That's where entry would have been made. And then you could set your TP stop loss to 100. So everything lined up perfect. It was just candle prior to entry was too large. And then it was in range right here as well. Nice. Yeah, Kevin said he got in at the top of the move with a 10 pip stop loss and wrote it down for the whole move. Nice, Kevin. Solid. Yeah, if you guys caught that, great. If you guys didn't, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, let's see. Dennis over here said building a bigger buffer for his FTMO starting this morning. Good. Nice. Yeah, so Dennis over here is up 74.62 for the day. Solid, bro. All right. Yeah, no, it's good seeing you in here, Dennis. We haven't seen you around in a while, but no, good work, guys. If you guys could take the trade, great. If not, it's okay. I'm looking for the next one now. So again, we're still on the same strategy here, but we're looking for the retracement again. So we're back to step 4. Everything else is still met. We're just looking for price to retrace up, and then we'll take that next one as price continues to drop lower from where it's currently at. But we need that retracement signal before we can look for another sell signal. So, all right, guys, back to drawing boards. We're just waiting for this to retrace up. Once it retraces up, we can look for another entry. Yeah, there's just too many issues there. We had news price, like news happened at 7, candle was too big, and then also the candle was too big. Candle was too big, news price, and then also the entry. So I'll wait for that next one here. Let me check this real quick. Question from David. Yeah, so David's basically asking me how he's asked how much did I pay for my car. I paid a lot for my car, but so you guys saw the post here. I'm not a tax guy, but you guys saw in the group over here. Yeah, Seth showed this truck and he said new tax write-off. Some of you guys are asking, how did he get this as a tax write-off? If you guys have a business, which, anything could be a business, anything that makes profit can be a business. Seth here has his own trading business. There's this tax code section 179, where if your business vehicle is over 6,000 pounds, you can write off the entire car, right? So Seth over here bought this car or this truck, and then he wrote it off for like 60K, I believe, right? In the chat. And then this is the car that I bought this year. I bought my Porsche Taycan Turbo. I paid 220,000 for this car. So I got a full write-off off this car too, because this car is over 6,000 pounds. It's my business vehicle. So I pretty much, in a sense, got my car for free. So yeah, I'm not a tax guy, but I know a lot of the tax loopholes. So like, if you guys have any questions specifically, I can give you my opinion on like what I did. But again, I'm not a tax guy, so I can't necessarily give you tax advice. But if you guys are in the group, so if you guys are in the premium group, I did post a book here. If you look up, you can go in any chat here. Just go to even the free chat. If you just search tax-free wealth, I posted the book here. It's probably too far back. But if you guys want the book, just message me and I'll send you the book. But I posted the book here. I know it's in the premium group for sure. If you type in tax-free, the book is right here. This book will pretty much show you like some of the biggest tax loopholes that I personally use, where I can minimize my, obviously my tax liability at the end of the year. So like this year I did pretty good trading. So I bought my car. I needed to prevent myself from paying taxes on certain things. So I basically got that car for free. Instead of paying 220,000 in taxes, I just got a car worth that amount. But yeah, David, if you want to talk to me more about that, just message me privately and we could talk. Not everyone here is interested in that. Anyways, price is going sideways right here now. There's nothing that we can personally take over here. This price is still going sideways. Question from Steve. So Steve said, good morning, Sean. New to the room. Really enjoy the content on your FTMO account. Can you share what lot size you use for a trade? So I'm on a 200K account, Steve, on all my accounts on FTMO, MFF, TFF. So the lot size that I personally use for these scalps, and mainly for these scalps only, is 100 lot, right? The lot sizing here for these brokers are slightly different compared to other brokers. So if you're trading on a regular broker, they use a standard lot size. So this is equivalent to a 1 lot. They use micro lot sizing here for FTMO. So realistically, it says 100, but if you're using this in comparison to a standard lot size broker, this is typically just 1 lot. So I use 100 lot for pretty much FTMO, MFF, TFF, they're all the same thing. And I'm on a 200K account. So if you're on a 100K account, just use half of that, use 50 lot. See, Kenny's asking, in order to be able to write off a vehicle in a business, it has to have a purpose within a business. Yeah, no, exactly, Kenny. But it's a gray area, right? Everything in business is a gray area. Like if you had a business, your wife could be a director in your business, and your business that probably wouldn't even need a director, right? But you guys could go to dinner and you could talk business, and that's a write-off. So the side of business is like, you can write off anything really. You just got to have a business purpose behind it. So yeah, if you have this book, or the book that I posted here, you could literally have you can write off anything. Like you'll see a lot of people, like one of my buddies, he's in the marijuana industry, right? He has he has technically an exotic car rental business, but he doesn't rent out the cars. And you know, you guys aren't gonna be able to know who he is, but he doesn't rent out the cars, but he has all these exotic cars, and he can write off all the exotic cars because it's part of his exotic car business. It just, you know, it just reports losses every year. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot of loopholes that you guys can run through to get around this. So yeah, I mean, for my next car, I'm gonna be using the same write-off probably next year. So if my trading goes well again next year, then I'll get another car. But yeah, I mean, there's always like there's things that you can do to get around paying taxes legally, and this is legal stuff too. This isn't illegal. This is like everything I'm telling you is like legal. Yeah, exactly. Jalon said, need the car to get to a meeting. Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. So don't worry. I know we're going off topic here, but there's nothing for us to take right now. Looking over here at US30, price is just going sideways. There's not really much. I mean, price is dropping a little bit, but there's no room for entry here. In order for us to have any entries off a momentum scalp, we need to get a retracement signal, right? We don't have one here yet. So once we get a retracement signal right here, we can start looking for sells, but we just don't have that yet. So what we need to wait for here is a buy signal to come up to confirm the retracement. Once we've confirmed that, then when price comes back down, we can take our entry for a sell, but we just don't have that yet. So no entry here for a momentum scalp, nothing here for a momentum scalp variation or for the other strategy, high-low momentum pivot scalp either. Nice. Yeah, Kevin said he bought a Model X for his business vehicle. Yeah, that's what I had before. So before I got my Porsche, I had a Model X. I got that like 2 years ago. And then I pretty much just bought everything I could for it because that falls under tax write-off too, right? Like if you guys were in the group before, you guys saw my previous car, right? I had a chrome blue Tesla Model X. The reason why I wrapped it in chrome blue is because I wanted to reflect my MC4 account, which was always blue, right? You guys remember that? Profit blue, that's what I used to call it. Yeah, that car was cool, but yeah, like if you guys remember this is mine before, Kevin. I don't know if you were around before, but this was my Tesla Model X before. It was in chrome blue. It was basically like my MC4. You know, you have the blue screen. That's why I colored it in that color. But yeah, no, the Model X is a cool car. That falls under too. There's a lot of cars that fall under Section 179. Like the next car I was gonna get was the Lamborghini Urus. That's it's over 6,000 pounds, so it falls under the tax loophole as well. That's why you'll see a lot of people driving G-Wagons, Model X's, Uruses. They typically, those people probably own a business and they're just writing off the entire car. So same with my car too. You'll see a lot of people with my car, if it's like fully loaded, because my car is like fully optioned out. That's why it costs so much for the specific car. They do that specifically so they can just write it off completely. They said the IRS has just entered the chat. No, this stuff's legal, guys. So you guys can do this stuff as long as you do it properly. All right, guys. So I'm still looking over here at US30. There's nothing for us to take here, guys. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Nothing here either. Everything is dropping, but it's due for retracement. Price has been dropping for a while, waiting for this to retrace up. Same with S&P. This has dropped for a while, waiting for this to retrace up. Yeah, no, definitely, Kevin. The Urus is sweet. It's a super cool car. I was gonna get it initially before my Porsche, but it's just not. When the gas prices were super crazy, not that gas prices matter to me, but it didn't seem like the logical move, right? Because if you get a Urus, you get like 10 miles per gallon. And the way that I would want to drive it, you probably get 5 miles per gallon. So it just wouldn't make sense. I mean, the gas would still be a write-off as well, but it's like throwing money away by doing that. Oh crap, I messed with this. So for me personally, I like having like one electric car and then one gas car. So yeah, the Urus is going to be the next on my list. Hopefully I kill it again next year with trading. I mean, this year's been great. That's why I've been able to like splurge on expenses, because I kind of got to lower my tax liability. All right, guys, back on the US30 over here. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys are tired of hearing about cars and stuff, but there's nothing for us to take here. Here on US30, price is pushing up. There we go. We have that retracement signal closing right there. If it closes, then we can look for the next sell signal and we can start looking for entries back in our direction. But yeah, right now, we still do not have that buy signal in the opposite direction. So we need that buy signal to close. Once it closes, we can start looking for trades right back below. Yeah, I'm just waiting for this to provide that buy signal there. Scrolling up, yeah, Ross said, look at Trump's 2020 taxes. Yeah, exactly. Nice. Yeah, Dennis said Porsche has a water-powered vehicle to make it. Yeah, I saw that on, I think, Bloomberg, right? Yeah, they're basically changing the engines. It's crazy. Well, I mean, it's a time we're going towards. That's why I got an electric car too. Everything's going to be electric at some point. And that's also why I want to get the Urus before they start making that in electric too. I think the like the new Ferraris are going to be like they're hybrids now, which is crazy. They're going to have that speed, but they're not going to have that sound, which is what I want. All right, we have a pending buy signal right here, guys. Once this here closes, if price comes back below, then we could have a momentum scalp variation. Otherwise, if we have a sell signal after it, like we had over here, then that'll be a momentum scalp entry. So I'm hoping we can get this soon because we have news coming up again at 7:30, and it's just not going to be a good time to trade. We got to make sure we get it in before that, if possible. Buy signal still didn't close. We have another pending one right here. If this closes, then we can wait for this to come down again further. Scrolling up real quick. Let's see. C-Suk said, ever notice the cars with Instagram addresses on them? Marketing. Yeah, exactly. Same with my wrap. Yeah, C-Suk mentioned the thing about a CRT. Yeah, you could trade within an IRA account too. So if you guys want to trade and have it like tax-free, you guys can open a self-directed IRA. There's a lot of these loopholes that I know. It's a S-IRA or SD-IRA. I can point you in the direction if you guys are interested in that. Like once you know how to make money, guys, it's all about like finding out the tax game after. That's what I told Seth yesterday, right? Like once you learn the trading game, then you already know how to make money. Once you know how to make money, then you got to learn the tax game. Dennis over here posted. Nice. Yeah, Dennis did a couple more. It's been a long while. Good morning. Yeah, so for sure. Yeah, so Dennis is now up 131 for the day. Nice work, Dennis. Solid grabs right there. Man, there's still nothing here right now. We never got that buy signal here, so we can't take any sells yet. We need to wait for it to actually close above with the buy signal, so we can confirm the retracement. Then we can catch on its way back down. Yeah, Stanley said might be filling a gap at this price from the 20th. From the 20th. On the 1 hour. Let's see. Move this over a little bit. Oh yeah, no, I can see it. Yeah, so this is what Stanley's referring to over here on the 20th. So price kind of like pushed up super heavily, and he said that this might be it. Come back down further. Yeah, unless he's talking about this one right here. I think this is the 21st, so maybe not this one. But he might be talking about this low over here. There's two different push-ups from the 20th. There's one right here, which was at 5 a.m. And there's another one right here at midday. I mean, there's a lot of different areas here where price could possibly go. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, there's a lot that can happen in the market, right? So I'm not going to force anything here. The volatility here died down quite a bit, though. This might be a momentum scalp variation if this does close below the pivots. The thing that I don't like here is that the volatility has died down a lot. So I got to wait and see how this closes. So Stanley, we had this conversation yesterday. I was telling you, or you were saying that you don't know when I enter a trade, right? I'm going to see how this closes. If this doesn't close with an actual like nice candle and it starts to close like a doji like this, I'm not going to take it. If it closes down here with like a strong red candle, then I will take it. So that's just a heads up, right, Stanley? Because when the trade closes, I can't really tell you like, hey, take this trade because it's going to be too late. So I'm giving you the heads up right now. If it closes like a doji, I'm not going to take it. If it closes as a normal size red candle, like down here or something, then maybe I'll take it or possibly take it. But this right here, this candle is still not closing that strong. So I'm not taking that there. I'll wait for the actual momentum scalp to come up. So I want to give you a little heads up, Stanley. For this trade, I want to make sure that you're not confused and you're not entering a trade that I just, that you think I'm in, because I just want to give you the heads up there. So we'll follow it here and I'll show you if it comes down, but I'm not taking this trade here. I'm going to wait for actual sell signal to come up and then I'll take that as a momentum scalp. But I'm not taking this variation here. Kenny said, I can post a CPA video link in the comments here, everyone. Yeah, if you want to post it up, you can. Kenny, feel free. And I've probably seen that video already. I went through a lot of researching when I was looking for these videos, up my tax game. So this trade is still going back and forth right here. If we get a sell signal here, I'll take this. Yeah, Kevin said I've been trading the pullbacks. When it pulls back to the moving average, same as a pivot, he takes a sell and rides it back down. Nice. Yeah, no, solid move. All right, we got about 40 seconds left on this candle right here. See if this here actually closes below. It's kind of a weak candle. The volatility died down a lot, guys. So if you guys took that variation right there, momentum scalp variation, it already hit it. Looking for the sell signal here to actually close. It's got about like 10 seconds left on it. 5 seconds or so. No sell signal there. All right, we got another attempt right here. So if you guys took the variation right here, momentum scalp variation, full TP, you guys should have pulled out of that already. Another attempt here for momentum scalp entry. Damn, Kevin said he took that 5 times. He just took that 5 times, he said. His price kept bouncing up and then coming back down. Nice, Kevin. Solid. So I'm still waiting for the sell signal here to provide me entry, but we just don't have that yet. So I'm just waiting here. Thanks for the link, Kenny. I'll pull that up in a few. So let me see if this sell signal here ever comes up so we can take an entry here. All right, still watching for this here. Pending sell signal here, about 30 seconds left on it. See where I'm at. So still no sell signal there, guys. I really don't like how price is moving here. It's like consolidating pretty heavy. This might be another momentum scalp variation, but again, I'm not going to take it because of how price is moving. It's not really moving too much. Typically, I mean, the range here is really tight too. If you just measure the bodies. But yeah, there's another momentum scalp variation right there. It's going to try to get into it, but these candles here are just not moving too much. And then we got news coming up over here in 5 minutes. So Gotta wait on that. Thanks for the heads up, Maddie. Yeah, Jalan said taking really long to drop might spike or something. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing too, Jalan, because it's consolidating here pretty hard. I wouldn't even consider this a range anymore at this point. This is just hard, like straight on consolidation. So I do think price will spike one way or the other at some point. It's probably just preparing for the news event that's coming up right here. It's going to break out one way or the other. Yeah, Maddie said any trades here can go straight to stop loss and then hit CP, which is the last thing he needs. And I agree with you too, Maddie. So yeah, I'm not in this position. I'm just waiting, guys. We didn't even get a sell signal. So I was waiting for that sell signal to come up, and price is just kind of going, back and forth right here. So it's 6:26 right now. It's like 30 minutes till 8. Volatility super low. Man, this is like the worst trading week in a while. Typically we'll get days like this, like one day out of the week, but it's been like this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was kind of okay, but it was still moving like this. Today, obviously you guys can see it's not really doing much. So yeah, we never got that sell signal that I was waiting for, but everything here still hit. So if you guys were following basically, all of the entries that we looked at, there was a momentum scalp variation right here. This one went to full TP. The actual momentum scalp entry right here went to full TP. The momentum scalp variation that came up right here went to full TP. And that's about it. There's nothing else that came up after that. We were looking for the sell signal to come up, never came up. We're just waiting for this now. Madhu said this is the last news event coming up, right? So there's one right here, Madhu, at 7:30, and there's one at 8. So this is why I'm not going to trade after 8 o'clock, even if it's typically, if you don't have a trade here that doesn't come up between 6:30 and 8, then I'll stay on and I'll keep trading until 8:30. But we have a news event here at 8, and then we have another news event here at 8:30. So it's not really a good time to trade at all. It's just, obviously it's a bit risky. So yeah, just just be cautious. The only thing I can tell you guys right now is to be cautious and to not take anything too risky, because we have news coming up right here. Price might just spike right back down at 7:30 right here. Price may spike down, but yeah, I'm gonna do the news event for 8:30 was on my FX book. So there's news over here, natural gas storage at 7:30. This is probably going to affect the market for sure. And then 8 o'clock, we have the Kansas Fed Composite Index. They're all low impact, but they're still news events. And then at 8:30, we have the 8-week bill auction and 4-week bill auction. So it's on my FX book. I think the only main one that would affect the market would be this one right here, natural gas storage or natural gas stock change. Other than that, that's about it. I typically don't care about that stock or that news event, but sometimes has some relevance, especially because everything that's going on with Russia and Ukraine. There's I think they blew up one of their oil, I don't know, like one of their pipelines or something. I saw it on CNBC yesterday. So with that going on, there's a lot of stuff still going on with Russia and Ukraine. A lot of people kind of forgot about it, or they're just not paying attention to it anymore, but there's still a lot of stuff going on out there, and it's going to affect us one way or the other, especially if we have this, recession coming or whatever you guys want to consider it. All right, we got news coming up right here in about 20 seconds, guys. News coming up. See where this pushes price. Maybe it'll push right back down. Who knows? All right, we got a pending sell signal right here. But it's on the news candle. So unfortunately, it's right at the news candle. Yeah, there was another momentum variation right there that Maddie mentioned. This one right here, this candle. Yeah, so you guys can see I was mentioning that this news event was probably going to push price, and it did. So this here is going to be another momentum scalp entry, but we can't take it because it's on the news candle. It's also too big. But I mean, again, this would have been a nice entry. Unfortunately, we can't take it because it's right at this news event right here. Man, this sucks. The only time we have possible entry is when the news events come up, and we can't even take them because they're right on the news candle. All right, so we didn't get a sell signal on that there, but that was news. So I'm gonna go and mark that up. But yeah, Maddie, that momentum scalp variation would have been nice, right? That'd have been a pretty solid entry there. There's just a lot of news today. There's a lot of news, and price isn't really doing too much. All right, guys. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I mean, I'm still looking for an entry here, but it doesn't look like we're getting one anytime soon. Like, we have a sell signal coming up here, but this candle is invalid. I know this doesn't really matter because it can be invalid, but I personally don't like it because of the way market's been moving lately. You can see that price is in a range. It's been in a range for a while. Right over here. Yeah, so price has been ranging right here sideways. I typically don't like to enter trades when price is ranging. Everything here is pretty much bearish. I'm pretty sure the 1 hour is bearish now. It's neutral. So basically bearish. Price is ranging right there. Sideways. Maddie said he was going to put a sell stop as a retrace, but he figured he'll sit it out. Yeah, I mean, it's right at news price right here. So it's not even a good area to trade. It's like literally at news price. Let's see what else we got here. Man, I think this is probably the worst trading week we've had in a while. It's been doing this all week. But again, it's Christmas week, guys. So don't be surprised. I mean, I'm not really surprised, but I'm just mentioning that this is the worst trading like volatility we've had in a while. With regard to entries, the market is still volatile. There just isn't many entries, especially during the live session. One thing that I don't recommend is that you guys trade after the live session, right? Because I've noticed, like I've looked at price after the live session. Monday was actually not too bad, but I think yesterday and the day before there was a lot of fake outs. Because I remember some people are messaging me asking me about certain trades, and I was like, you probably shouldn't take this trade because it's gonna be a fake out. And then as soon as we looked at it after, it was a fake out. So thankfully I was able to deter people from taking trades that could have, possibly lost. Phil's is asking, is this futures trading? YM is a futures asset, but if you trade the indice, it's the same thing as US30. So I'm not sure what you trade, Phil's, but yes, this is considered futures trading. People trade what US30. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's the same thing as YM. US30 is just a copy of YM. So US30 is based off YM. So this is like the actual raw asset. I use the futures data because it's the fastest data. But yeah, I mean, short answer to your question is yes, it is futures data, but it just depends on like what you're considering it. If you're considering it an indice trading US30 or S&P 500 or NASDAQ 100, then it's technically a future, but people will sometimes refer to it as an indice. So indice, future trading, they go hand in hand together. Let's see, Stanley said it's ranging the market gap on close of December 20th, I mentioned. Gotcha. Yeah, no, good to know, Stanley. We'll use that analysis with ours. I have this range drawn up right here. So if that's the case where price is ranging, then if this lines up with your analysis, it's probably just going to keep ranging for a while, right? It's been ranging for a cool minute here. It's been ranging since 7:08. So it's been going sideways for about 30 minutes now. Still looking for a sell signal here, but even if we do get a sell signal, price can't be at this news price right there, right? So red flags want to avoid trades when price is in your news price right here, which it's directly on. Let's see. Stanley said, "I'm glad I got my 10 days of trading in and in profit. I'm going to wait for my next retry again, LOL, and my 10 extra days that I won from FTMO." Yeah, you guys have seen Kenny in the group, right? Kenny, this guy's been winning like every FTMO thing that's been going on. I'm gonna check the thing today. I think there's another one today. Kenny won, I think, 2 or 3 times on that FTMO Xmas calendar. And you're a lucky guy, Kenny. You've been getting lucky every single day. I don't know if anybody else has won anything, but he has. It's crazy because the thing is, we actually know Kenny. He's in this group and he's been winning like almost not every, but a bunch of ones that he did. Yeah, I've applied to everything and I haven't won any either. Kenny said it was probably because I'm funded, maybe. I don't know. But it would make sense, right? They wouldn't want to give these free things to people who are funded because they're going to actually use them. A lot of the stuff that they're giving here are like, I forgot what the other one was. They had one where it was like, you can get a payout any day. They're obviously not going to give that to someone who's funded, right? Like payout 90-10 split. They're not going to give that to someone who's funded because then they have to actually go through with it. It's just business tactics. They basically lure people into, but the cool thing about this is you don't have to pay for anything. So, you don't lose anything by trying to get it, but I don't expect myself to win anything, unfortunately. All right, price is ranging on news price right here. Still no area for entry. Dennis said, "I'm done with US30 for the day. I'll have a good day." Definitely, Dennis. We'll see you here tomorrow if you're on the live session. Otherwise, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you back here on Monday. Kevin said, "I don't think they want to give funded traders anything because I haven't won either." Yeah, I know, Kevin. I don't think we're going to get anything, honestly, but it's all good. The any day payout would be nice though. I think they gave that out like last week where you can just use that and they'll pay you out any day. So you can basically YOLO your account one day and then get a free payout. Well, not a free payout, but payout that you wanted to before your actual day. Let's see. Medusa said, Maria said she didn't win anything, just the 15% off, which is good. I mean, it's something. Medusa said, "Are you looking at taking this momentum scalp if the candle doesn't touch news, or would it still be too close in general?" Well, unfortunately, this one here did touch news, Medu. If this closed below here, then I would have taken it if it was like away from the news price, but it's like literally on news. So just as you said that, it closed right on the news candle. So I'll follow it right here. This is an entry for the momentum scalp, guys, but I'm not taking it because it's like literally at news price. My obvious red flag here, when to avoid trades, price near news. It's like literally touching news. So not a trade that I would take. But I'll follow it and we'll see if it actually hits. The reason why you guys don't want to trade around news, guys, and this is my logic behind it, you don't want to trade where any of these horizontal lines are, right? You don't want to trade at the sessions. You don't want to trade at news price. You don't want to trade at opening price. The reason for that is because you can see price gets highly manipulated around these areas, right? Price came down in news over here. And look what it keeps doing. It'll push below, fake out right here, push above, fake out right here, push back below, and it just keeps faking out, right? So this is why you don't want to trade where news is at, because the last thing you want to do is take a trade right here, fakes out, goes up to hit your stop loss, then comes right back down and hits your TP, right? That's like the worst feeling when you guys could have avoided a trade, but you still took it anyways. The volatility here is super low as well, so it's not a good time to enter a trade. Looks like it might hit, but not a risk that I'm willing to take, especially not today because I'm going to a theme park today. So I'm not trying to go to the theme park in a bad mood. you guys know how that is, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys have had that where you guys lose a trade and your whole day is screwed up, right? You're mad the entire day. You don't want to talk to anybody. You don't want to have fun. So I'm definitely not trying to lose any trades today because I'm not trying to screw up my mood before I go out for this day. But I'm sure you guys have all run into that. You know, it's something you guys can laugh about because I know everyone's gone through that at least once in their trading career. You guys have like had a great day, had a couple wins, and then you have one loss and it just destroys your entire day. So yeah, for me, I'm not looking to take anything too risky. The momentum scalp here did hit full TP right there. So if you guys took it, great work, but you know, it's not a risk that I'm willing to take. I only want to take trades that are high quality, and that one just didn't fit my criteria. So yeah, if you guys caught that, great. If you guys didn't, it's okay. I still don't have any trades on my end, so I'm pretty dry for the day, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because I'd rather have no trades and have, you know, possible losses. So just keep that in mind, guys. You know, look at the long-term picture. Like for this week, I had a couple trades. Let me see. I only had like 2 trades this week, I think. Yeah, I took one trade yesterday, just this one. And then I think I took one trade on Tuesday, this one. So I only took 2 trades this week, but no losses. So it's been all right. Not the best trading week, but still all right. And it's just being disciplined. So if you guys have a trading plan like me, like for me, for example, I only look for 2 strategies. I'm looking for the momentum scalp, which came up right there, but it didn't meet my criteria. And I'm looking for the momentum scalp variation. Just 2 strategies here, basically. And I'm just sticking to my trading plan. I know there's a couple other entries that came up here, like possibly a variation here, an original variation, not the momentum scalp variation, but there were a couple other entries that came up here, but I just skipped them because they didn't meet my trading plan for the day. So whenever you guys trade, just make sure you have a trading plan, you stick to it. I know there's a lot of other entries that are coming up here, but I'm not taking any of them because the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get suckered into one of these trades that are not quality in my opinion. See, Kevin said, yeah, he has a friend that lost 6 figures trading on his birthday. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It happens. It definitely happens a lot. Let's see, question from Sam. Sam's asking, hey, Sean, did your UJ trade get filled? Yeah, I did. Unfortunately, I'm in some drawdown right now. I mean, it's not horrible, but I am in some drawdown right here. So what I was hoping for right here, well, I'm still hoping for it. So if this candle here closes with a double body, so I'm in some drawdown right here. If this closes with a double body right here, then that's a reversal pattern, right? That's a V2, a V1 variation. So if this closes with a double body, basically the bodies are leveled. I'm expecting this to come right back down for a full-on correction to the downside. So that's just what I'm waiting for right here. This candle doesn't close for another 2 hours, so we have a lot of time on here. I'm just holding on to it. You know, whenever I take these Forex trades, I just set and forget them, let them run, and then let them play out. Kind of similar like this trade over here, right? This trade over here, you can see how this was a sell entry. So you can see right here that it went into some drawdown, but when it hit the double top right here, not double top, but double body rejection right there, it's a reversal pattern and came down super heavy. So it came down and it just kept dropping from that point. So I'm looking for that same pattern right here. Looking for that double body. Once it closes, I'm expecting it to come down further. So I'm just leaving it alone, letting it run, and we'll see where it goes from there. You know, the key thing with all these trades, guys, is just risk management. If you guys can manage your risk properly, you just let the trades run because all these trades have high probability. So it's just about waiting and letting them play out. Yeah, Kevin said, I think you're good on that trade. Looks like it should play out for you. Yeah, thanks, Kevin. I think so too. It's just this has been a weird week because we had that JPY news come out on Monday. their inflation news and CPI data. So, their whole monetary policies kind of threw off the market because it wasn't what everybody was expecting. So, but the news was good for the Japanese economy. So that's why I'm still like holding on to this position as well, because if we're going into a recession and the US dollar is going to be weak, then I'm expecting the yen to go up, because the yen it moves opposite of the dollar since it's considered a safe haven currency. Yeah, Sam said, yeah, we got some more JPY news this evening, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, and I agree too. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. I think if we could hold it down until then, it's going to push price down, because I'm expecting the news for the JPY to be positive. It's going to be a follow-up from the news on Monday, which was good for the Japanese economy, and the currency in general. So that's kind of what I'm expecting too. Man, there's a lot of these variations that keep coming up right here. I don't know if you guys spotted this one. There was another variation that came up right here. Momentum scalp variation. However, it was right at news candle again. So unfortunately, we couldn't take the trade. Again, there's another momentum scalp entry coming up right here, but it's touching the news candle, so I can't take that trade. I'm just looking to be as risk averse as possible today. I'm not looking to take anything too risky. If it does close here, I'll mark it up for you guys and you guys can follow it. But again, I'm not taking these trades here on my own account because I'm just not feeling it right now. Volatility is so low, it's not doing anything. It's been in this range for a long time, and it's actually consolidating even further. So if you go even closer here, I mean, this consolidation phase is just not doing good at all. Sideways moving right there. It's not really worth taking any risk because it just keeps getting tighter and tighter. This is typically what happens in price squeezes, right? When you guys see price squeeze like this, it's preparing for a breakout, right? Price is going sideways, but as it goes sideways, it starts to consolidate further and further. Once it consolidates close enough, it's like a bubble, right? It creates a bubble. And what happens after that bubble? It's gonna blow up, it's gonna break. So it's gonna break out one way or the other. So that's why I don't really take trades around these areas, because they're just not good areas to trade. I've been trading for long enough to understand these patterns here. And we trade live every day. So whenever you guys do see a pattern like this, you guys know how it plays out. It's either going to be really good for you, it's going to be really bad for you. So to prevent ourselves from getting caught in something like that, we just sit out, wait. But there was no entry there still. So let's see, price pushes back above here, fakes out and comes back down possibly. Yeah, Patrick said, yeah, I saw that last variation too, but I'm not risking any more for today. Yeah, smart move, Patrick. I mean, I'm in the same boat with you. We're a couple days from Christmas. It's market's going to start to die down. Like today, it's pretty much dying down. Looks like a lot of people are already pulling out of the market. Let me pull up that link that Kenny sent earlier. Oh yeah, I knew it was going to be this guy, Carlton. So this guy that she sent me, Kenny, he goes to my gym. Like a lot of these guys, if you guys see any of these influencers like on YouTube that are from Orange County, we all go to the same gym. We all go to Equinox. Yeah, I know that. I don't know him personally, but I've seen him. He knows his stuff though. He knows a lot of his stuff. His stuff is good. So if you guys want to go see Carlton Dennis, he does have good information here. I don't know if I'd recommend his actual tax consultancy, because I don't think he actually helps with the tax stuff. Like if you guys hire his firm, I think he works with his mom. Him and his mom own a firm out here in OC, in my area. His information is good. Like if he was to handle my taxes, I would have him handle it. But if you hire his firm, typically, their employees handle it. But yeah, no, this guy's cool. I watched this. He has good videos. He has good videos explaining a lot of these tax loopholes that a lot of you guys can use. Carlton Dennis, good videos there. Let's see, link from Kenny over here. Yeah, no, definitely this guy, Carlton. See, Patrick over here said only took one trade today, but gonna call it a day because he closed out in blue. Yeah, nice work, Patrick. So Patrick here took one trade earlier today at 722, total profit of 1,000, full TP with the green strip, and he's pretty much wrapping it up for the day. So yeah, no, solid work right there, Patrick. I would have done the same thing. So great work right there. For me personally, I don't have any entries that I could have taken because everything just isn't lining up. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we'll be wrapping this up pretty soon. It's 7:50 right now, so it's about 10 minutes till 8. I don't think we're going to get any more entries here for a sell because there is news price right here. So even if we were to get a sell signal here, we wouldn't be able to take it because we would get caught right here at news price. And obviously I'm avoiding trades when price gets near it. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat now. Otherwise, we'll just hang around for a bit, see if anything comes up, but I highly doubt anything's going to come up. Unfortunately, no official trades for today. You know, the week's going exactly how we anticipated. I warned you guys on Monday that that this whole week was going to be kind of weird because it's considered Christmas week. Next week, we have Monday off. Markets are closed for bank holiday. I think it's an observation of Christmas. So here's the calendar for next week. You guys can see here on Monday, it's a bank holiday for the UK, bank holiday for the Canada, US, New Zealand, Australia. So if this is a bank holiday for Monday, I'm assuming this is an observance of Christmas, right? So market is going to be closed on Monday, so we're not going to be trading on that day. Tuesday, market's still going to be closed as well. So I think they're having an extended holiday here for the UK and for Canada. US markets will be back open. But the thing that you guys want to keep in mind is that next week is New Year's week. So this week is considered Christmas week. Next week is considered Christmas week and New Year's week. So there's no news events here except for unemployment claims on Thursday and then Chicago PMI on Friday. So just expect the market to be a bit slow next week. I mean, it was pretty rangy this week. We were expecting that, but next week I'm expecting the market to be even slower. Question from Phil's. Phil's is asking, please, what time frame here? The time frame is on the chart, Phil. So if you can see right here, it says 1. That means it's on the 1 minute. Right here it says 5. This means it's on the 5 minute. And right here it says 10. This means it's on the 10 minute. So we're trading on the 1 minute over here. That's going to be where it's at. Oh, nice. Yeah, Kevin said Monday's his birthday. So happy early birthday, Kevin. If I don't see you before then or on that day, we're probably not going to have a live session. I'm probably not going to be able to see you on this live. But no, nice. Got a holiday on your birthday. So it looks like you can just chill out on that day, not actually have to trade. Knowing you, though, you might be trading, possibly, right? Even on the off day. Like I'll probably be looking at the market that day, but it's probably gonna be super slow, not even worth the risk. Let's see what else I got here. Patrick said, yeah, whenever federal holiday falls on Saturday or Sunday, bank takes it on a Monday. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Patrick, because that's kind of what happened earlier this year too. You know, I would probably recommend you guys just don't trade on Monday because, obviously trade when you want to, but careful when you trade in the morning because I actually lost my funded accounts trading on a Monday that I didn't realize was a holiday this year. I think it was like Juneteenth. Because Juneteenth wasn't typically a normal holiday. I think this was the first year they actually that it was observed. And I think you guys were here. Like I traded on that day, and then I ended up holding the trade when the market closed, and then I ended up violating the requirement for the weekend. Because if you trade during a holiday, even if it's on a Monday, it's going to be considered a weekend trade. So unless you're on a swing account, that'll violate the terms of agreement, and then you basically have to forfeit your account. So, and it was MLK too. It happened to me twice actually, Patrick. So it was MLK, and then there was another holiday where I did that again. So it happened to me twice. I think for the Juneteenth one, that was like, I only like messed up on one of my accounts, but the MLK, that thing violated every single one of my accounts because it was on a copier. So just keep that in mind. So I don't even bother trading on holidays because I'm pretty much stung by that time last time, and it's not really worth the risk. I only made like $100, like a couple $100 off that trade too. It was a small trade. Oh man, Patrick said LK Juneteenth. I'm calling brothers for a meeting about you. Now I got that on my calendar. Now I got that on calendar and alerts, Patrick. So it's not happening again. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how it happened. Ross is asking, how do you get the watermark? So Ross, in order to get this watermark on the chart, go to your settings tab right here. Go to labels. Or actually, where's it at? Sorry. Just right click on your screen right here. So sorry, Ross, go on your screen, right click, go to settings, and then right here on appearance, you'll see watermark. If you turn that off, you'll have nothing there, right? When you turn it on, you'll have the watermark right there. So that's how you'll get that on your screen. I like having this on here because sometimes I'll be trading and I won't realize that I'm on the wrong time frame. So just keep that in mind. There was a momentum scalp right here, guys. Unfortunately, I didn't take the trade. It was too far out, but looks like it would have hit TP. I think everything here is still bearish too. Actually, I don't think it's not a trade because a 5-minute has a buy. Yeah, you're right, Rashida. So there was no entry right here. Or actually, yeah, no, you're right. There was no entry there because this one here closed at no, actually, this still would have been an entry right here. So this is where it's kind of tricky because this one right here, so this buy signal closed like in between the in between this candle here, because this one here closed at 750. Oh no, you're right. Never mind. Sorry. Take that back. I'm tripping. You're right, Rashida. There was no entry here, guys, because there was a buy signal right here. This is where it kind of trips me out because you'll get a buy signal here, but then it's hard to tell if it's actually within this, but it was because this one here closed. I don't know. I might be wrong. Here, let me just turn this on. Actually, so Rashida, looking at this right here, this was actually an entry because the buy signal here was pending. So this buy signal didn't close until 7:55, and this entry over here happened at. Actually, no, you're right. It was like the following candle right here. So when this candle here closed, it closed like literally on the same candle. So no, you're right. I'm wrong. Rashida's right. They both closed at 7:55. Yeah, Justin's asking if it was valid. Yeah, so it was not. This was invalid, mainly because there was a buy signal here. So let me just go over the requirements again. Let me clean this up. The chart's super messy. All right, so I'm going to show you guys why this is invalid. All right, so the reason why it's invalid is because the entry here would have happened at 7:55. And this 5-minute candle over here, it closed at 7:55. So when this entry would have came up, so the entry candle would have been at 7:55. That's what this 5-minute would have looked like. So Rashida was on point with identifying this as the main reason. But so a follow-up to that is Justin's other question here. So because it's in the middle of the pivots, this would still be considered a direction of trend, right? Because, so let me go over here and look at the requirements again for the momentum scalp. So looking at the first requirement, confirm trading the direction of overall trend, right? 10 minutes bearish here, price below the pivots, trend meters red, pivots angling down. Same with the 5-minute over here, price below the pivots, trend meter red, pivots angling down. The only thing here that Justin is kind of questioning is, because price is in between the pivots, is this going to, is this going to deter us from taking the actual trade? For me personally, I would have thought twice about taking this trade. The requirement requires that you're trading in the overall direction of trend. The reason why I would have been okay with this, so I'm gonna play both sides of the coin. I'm gonna tell you why I think this would have been okay. The reason why I think this is okay is because price was already trending down super heavily. This was a small retracement, and I would have expected it to continue down further, right? So that's one side of the coin. This is why I would have taken it. The other side is that this is like where your analysis would come in and where your subjectivity would come in. The reason why I would maybe not take this trade is because since price is so high above it, this could be the start of a possible reversal, right? But the reason why I don't see that happening, like for me specifically on this specific entry, is because looking over at the 5-minute and 10, the direction of trend here is still very strong, right? It's still very strong for a sell. So I'm not expecting this to reverse right away. So that's why I'm looking, I would have maybe taken that if, if my analysis would have lined up and everything would have looked good. But, this is still a risky trade. So this is where like, you got to make the choice whether you want to take the trade or not. For me personally on this live session, I probably would have just been like, okay, I'm going to hold off on this. I think this candle here is also too big. So that's another reason why I would have held off on it. I mean, it's not that big, but it is pretty big. So this is kind of where you weigh your pros and cons, right? Do I want to take this trade? Do I want to not? Another reason why I probably would have skipped this is because it's getting close to 8 o'clock. This came up at 7:55. 8 o'clock's my cutoff, right? So when it gets to 8 o'clock, I'm like done trading. I don't want to take anything else after because price starts to consolidate from there. So you guys can kind of see my pros and cons with regard to like why I would take a certain trade and why I wouldn't. This one right here was still a bit iffy. But if I was to take it and I was looking at real time, I probably would have skipped it. For one, Rashido was correct in identifying this, but also with regard to the trend here too. So nice. Maddie said he got a late entry on the other trade. Cool. Yeah, I think it's going to come back down. Yeah, Zach said on currency.com, there's no buy signal on the 5. Yeah, so that's another thing too. If you guys are looking at different broker data, that might have given you the confidence to still take the trade. But yeah, personally, I wouldn't have taken that trade there. For one, it had the buy signal, and then for two, the trend here wasn't very strong. So, all right, guys, it's past 8 o'clock. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take any trades today. Looks like a pretty decent amount of you guys locked in profits. Sisu over here as well, locked in 3,410 for the day. So nice work right there, Sisu. But other than that, I think that's about it for today, guys. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll be back here tomorrow morning for the next live session. Just keep in mind, guys, when you have a holiday week like this, especially a big holiday week like Christmas and New Year's, you're going to run into a lot of uncertainty in the market. You can see right here on the 1 minute, you can just, if you zoomed out a little bit and you just looked at where price was going, price has really just been consolidating this entire session, or ranging, whatever you guys want to call it. If you just measure the bodies, you guys can see here that price is literally going sideways this entire morning. So this hasn't been a good market to trade in at all. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up for the day. If you guys do send me a message throughout the day, if it's urgent, I'm probably not going to be able to get to you right away because, as I mentioned, I'm going to be out for the whole day. But I will get back to you guys later today when I get back tonight. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll be back here tomorrow, same place, same time, as we continue on with this. Yeah. All right, guys. So other than that, have a great morning, guys, and I will see you guys